I haven't had a chance to read it. I was literally about to stroke out coming up the steps because my dumb ass took the steps instead of the elevator.
See, that's your own.
Back in 50 tried to climb the stairs.
I took the elevator.
I'm madder than hell right now.
I can see that.
Right.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Where are you talking about? When was that?
The one we had a week ago? Thursday? Last Thursday?
It was kind of just,
There's a special one?
I didn't even know we were having a special.
Well, she sent you the same email I got.
Maybe I missed it.
You missed it. But you know what? It'll be okay.
You might see someone's ass get lit on fire tonight.
He's back there in the corner.
Yeah, this is great.
Yeah, I did.
Sorry, I should have said that word, but I just got ambushed out in the hallway.
and you.
I will. If you call on me.
I don't even know.
I have 7 o'clock. I'd like to call the special county board meeting, January 26, 2023. I'm sorry, January 30th, 2023, 7 p.m. courtroom A, to order. If we'd all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If you would all remain standing, please, for a quick prayer.
Thank you, Jesus, for this day, and thank you for allowing us to join here together to do the county's business. Help us to all be able to get on the same page on this and help progress and move our county forward. Thank you for everything you've done for us. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. If I could have the roll call, please.
Mark Bennett.
Here.
Teresa Banks. Here. Cody Brandt.
Here.
Kim Brown.
Here.
Carol Cole.
Here.
Charles Davis. Here. Julie Edwards.
Yeah, here.
Martha Fernhaber.
Here.
Clay Hardy. Here. Matt Kessler. Here. Annette Martin. Here. Tad Mayhall.
Here.
Keith McCormick. Here. Tim Morse.
Here.
Lori Nelson. Here. David Ogden.
Here.
Bobby Warman.
Here.
Sonny Ross.
Here.
Mitchell Schuff.
Here.
Don Tate.
Here.
Brent Wallace.
Here.
Jeremy Williams.
Here.
We have a full attendance.
We have full attendance. We have full attendance and a quorum. I'd like to open the floor up to public body comment. Before I open the floor completely, I'd like to recognize a few young individuals up here in the front row that they're here on a civics class assignment, and I'd just like to recognize them tonight when they're here to learn. So anyway, moving forward. Moving forward, I'd like to open the floor up to public body comment. Right here in the middle.
Thank you. I have a request of the board tonight. As you guys get to number 5 on there. I would really like you to educate the county on how you guys went about making your selection, what went into that selection, what were criteria for it, why this person wants to come to Shelby County. So all of the rumor mills and everything that's being said on social media and out and about in the community can be eliminated. And we can get to the real reason this person is being suggested by the Republican Party. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Yvonne?
Hi, I'm Yvonne Cheney, and I have the same kind of questions that she has. In addition to that, I want to know what residence requirements there will be, and second, how much trial experience does the candidate have? That's extremely important in this county right now.
Any other public body comment? Back here. Lisa?
Yeah. So I am Lisa Sweeney, and I am the ASME president. Many times our lawsuit has been referred to as frivolous. We prefer the word necessary. It is a necessary lawsuit because Treasurer Erica Fernhaber is breaking labor law by refusing to sign our contract. How many times have we heard that county officials that break the law need to be held accountable? That's what we're trying to do. One reason she refused to sign was an issue with the Highway Department clothing allowance, and that's been resolved through a memorandum of understanding. Second was that other department heads did not sign past collective bargaining agreements. Those department heads were not listed on the contract requiring a signature. And third, she was not allowed to participate in negotiations. That's not true. Of all the department heads, she was the only one that had a chance to be involved with the union. She had the opportunity to communicate her concerns, cooperatively discuss, and solve problems of mutual concern through Article 22, Section 4 in our contract. This article calls for quarterly labor management meetings, and she was designated the party representative for the employer. At our July 7th, 2020 labor management meeting, she asked me to immediately call on her so she could announce she no longer wanted to serve on this committee. It's documented in the minutes. She stated she feels it is the board's responsibility to set policy, and she left the meeting. Her statement completely contradicts her attorney, Christopher Kester's legal opinion that the county board does not employ the county treasurer. So which is it? I guess it just depends on the situation that best fits her needs at any certain time. Remember the other county officials, county employees, and previous board members that have been accused of breaking the law? Not one lawsuit has been filed against any of them, but they still had to endure Edgar County Watchdog articles, WAND Investigate segments, Facebook posts, and derogatory comments. Apparently there's a double standard. Where is all the transparency and fiscal responsibility now? All this could easily end if the treasurer would just sign the contract. At the January 12th County Board meeting, a proposal was presented by Chairman Orman. He read the agreement word for word, initiated the first motion to pass. Jeremy Williams seconded the motion. He asked for discussion, and no one said anything, not the treasurer or her attorney. The motion passed with no amendments and all ayes. The agreement you passed was not the copy drafted by ASME's attorney. The attorney representing ASME in this lawsuit was not even privy to the proposed agreement before it was presented and passed. He's unsure who even drafted it. And he still has not been provided a copy of it through Attorney Kester. All communication efforts from our attorney to Christopher Kester are being ignored. However, plenty of communication is happening between Chairman Orman and Attorney Kester. Through my FOIA request to the county clerk, I obtained an invoice from Taylor Law Office. It states that on January 13th, the day after the county board meeting, Christopher Kester communicated with Chairman Orman regarding the execution of the agreement, and Attorney Kester would draft an email to opposing counsel regarding the same. Doesn't it seem more logical for both attorneys to agree on the proposal agreement language before presenting it to the board, as to not waste your time and county money? But here we are again with another undisclosed document that our attorney has not seen. Why is ASME's attorney being ignored in this legal process, and why all the secrecy? The response to my FOIA request to Chairman Orman was written in return by Taylor Law. It stated that it was their understanding that I was aware Chairman Orman mistakenly referred to and read off an incorrect draft proposal settlement agreement. I was not made aware of such and have found no evidence of a mistake. He's never advised me, either written or verbally, of any such mistake. The FOIA to Chairman Orman did not produce any documentation indicating a mistake. nor did he contact the county clerk to make her aware of a mistake. Instead, his only communication the day after the board meeting was to Attorney Kester. I don't believe this was a mistake. As AFSCME president, I can assure you that union members will only agree to a proposal agreement that was actually drafted by our attorney. This is a game being played, and Chairman Norman, you're played like a pawn. Attorney Kester doesn't want the game to end because he's being paid $225 an hour to play it. Personally, I don't believe that Chairman Norman has demonstrated the integrity and leadership skills required to fulfill duties of the county board chairman, and I think you should step down. The public needs to open their eyes and hear the truth, because it's certainly not being presented to the residents of Shelby County.
Thank you. Any other public body comment? Sure.
Yes, sure, Sheriff. Well, I'd like to know, the candidate for state's attorney, is he expected to be here tonight?
No.
No? And I reiterate what was asked earlier about his trial record. I think it would be very helpful if we have several high-profile trials coming up in Shelby County over the next couple of months, and it would be helpful to know what kind of prosecutorial background he has.
Any other public body comment? In the back, Tricia.
Yes. I would like to know if you're voting to appoint the candidate tonight, and if you're voting, do you guys know what his trial record is? How many murder cases he's tried, if any, how many he's won? And if you're taking a vote, why would you be taking a vote without knowing his win-loss ratio? Because it's about getting justice for the victims and the families, and I would think you would want to know that before you take a vote. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Any other public body comment? Any other public body comment? Any other public body comment? We will move on. Item 5 is discussion and vote on recommendation of the Republican Central Committee with consent of the board, the county board chairman to appoint Shelby County State's Attorney to fill a vacancy. At this time, I've been advised there is no appointment to be made. We'll move on to item 6. Is discussion and vote to request the resident circuit judge take necessary action to fill a position, or to fill position until new state's attorney can take position full time. This is.
Need a motion? Need a motion first?
I'll make the motion to request the circuit judge to take necessary action.
I'll second.
Sonny seconds. I'll lead off with discussion. So this is more or less a courtesy to the public, as there is plans, there are action that can be taken in the event that there is not an immediate vacancy fill from the point that that Nicole will not be in office any longer. There is action that the courts can take to keep that office populated, keep the trials moving, and keep things going. So that's the long and the short of this agenda item. Is there any questions, anything I can answer?
So point of order
Sure.
is we were presented a candidate as a board. So I guess I make a motion to withdraw the candidate from candidacy. Because we were presented a candidate. I have his resume.
Right. And I've been notified that there is no action to be taken.
I guess maybe I'm looking for
So
clarification how that works, because
the Republican chair has notified me that there is no action to be taken.
sure,
Sorry.
sure, but we're here
We are
as a
here.
result of a special meeting being called for item number 5.
Yes.
So there was action taken to get us to this point. I guess I'm seeking guidance on how we resolve item 5 without voting.
We will not resolve item 5 tonight.
So it's tabled, or
we're not going to take action on item 5 tonight. Teresa?
Does that mean we do not have a candidate? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying I was notified that there is no appointment to be made tonight. Charlie?
So the way I'm understanding this is there's no appointment to be made, there's no candidacy right now. If we vote to let the judge fill the position, can he go ahead and fill it with this gentleman that we know absolutely nothing about, and then it's out of our hands?
No, that has to come from within the state's attorneys. So, the judge, the courts have to exhaust a tier of they start at appellate prosecutors, then they go to state's attorneys, and then they can go to a suitable private practice. That is more or less last resort, because that does then in turn cost us money. We have secured the ability to work with neighboring state's attorneys to cover this right now. I'm just requesting as publicly, the board request the sitting judge to take action and secure the state's attorneys, the neighboring state's attorneys to take care of the state's attorney's office in the short term.
I have another question.
Teresa?
She leaves tomorrow is her last day, so does that mean tomorrow is, today's Tuesday, today's Monday, tomorrow's Tuesday. Wednesday, there will be somebody
That is correct.
in that office.
Yep.
If somebody walks in that office, there'll be somebody there.
And it will be a state's attorney. Cody, sorry.
So is this person who is coming in to sit, are they bringing their own employees with them? Or do we have to, find them?
That is an answer I can't, a question I don't have an answer to. They will have whatever is available to them, which is what's in the office.
Has any other, so what you're saying is right now with the judge taking over that we as a board have no say on who gets appointed?
This is not an appointment. This is a judicial move to temporarily fill the position until the board fills the position.
Okay.
Until I fill the position at the consent of the board.
Okay.
Truth be known, guys, this is an action that can be taken without our consent, and it will be taken without our consent. I was just publicly wanting the board to consent to, and maybe it was ill-fated on my part. I made mistakes in the past, no doubt about that. But that is why it's on the agenda, is so everybody knows. Any other discussion? Do we have a motion and a second? We've had discussion, Dorothy? Anything?
I said so moved.
Oh, no, we've got a motion and a second, don't we? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. On to item number 7, discussion and vote to rescind action taken to approve the ASME agreement proposal passed by the board January 12th in the meeting in regards to the ILRB case SRC 22-45. I'd like to make a motion to rescind the action that was taken in the January 12th board meeting. Mark seconds. And I'll lead off with discussion. So, as we heard the public body comment, there's been mistakes made. I made a mistake with the agreement proposal that we agreed on. That is not congruent. If you look at item number 8, not to mix things up, it is not congruent with what the treasurer has agreed on, which, in order for us to be in agreement, to at least propose something to the union, we have to be in agreement. So, I'm asking the board to rescind the action taken on January 12th.
So ASME did not agree to this?
And this is a proposal.
I'm going to go with what Sonny said, piggyback with what Sonny said, because I'm very confused here.
See?
No.
Yeah, go ahead.
I walked up these stairs and got ambushed by county employees on a matter I knew nothing about coming into this room tonight. And I'm not sitting here because I don't have anything better to do. I'm sitting here because I want to help this county be better. And transparency is going to have to happen in this room. So either we got bad legal advice from our attorney, or something is not jiving here. Because we were sat here and told that this is the way it was. And we all agreed to it. I mean, I second what Lisa said. I eyed that because we were told that, and Teresa even brought it up, that this was not what she had heard. So either we're being played a fool or something's going on, but I'm really hot right now.
So, there again, this, going back on, the mistakes. I had the wrong one printed off.
It's not just what you printed off, Bobby. He stood here and told us, out of his mouth, we heard him say that, yeah, this is done. This is a done deal.
Yes.
This is a done deal, and I don't want to waste your money, he said. I don't want to charge the county any more money.
Yes, had I provided you with the right agreement, the one that the treasurer has agreed to, it would have been, this would have been progressed to the next step. But it takes...
But I got all these people back here saying no, they didn't agree to anything.
So what I'm saying is it takes 3 signatures on this settlement to make it final. If we send this to them and they don't sign it, then the lawyers go back to work.
Well, isn't that convenient? After he stood here and told us he didn't want to take our money.
He would like to see resolved this too, Cody.
Now, just going by memory, did he say that this was agreed upon between him and their lawyer?
Yes. Yes, he did.
So they were saying that their lawyer never...
That's what I'm saying. I give you the wrong one.
Right, but it's not that. It's just the fact that he sat there and said that it was agreed upon, but they're not agreed upon anything.
So what's different about the one that you're saying I should have received versus the one that I did receive? What language is different? Because the gentleman stood here and expressed to us what was on the document.
Okay.
Can I clarify this?
Yeah.
There's 3 parties here. There's myself, and there's the board, and there's ASME. What he said was agreed upon with the ASME attorney was that the board had a signed agreement. The board had signed it. It was agreed upon that there was nothing for the board to be sued on. This agreement that Bobby's reading, he read the wrong part for me. My part with this, wasn't discussed. That's going on between myself and my attorney. This is not a courtroom tonight. The way the court works is they sued. I countered with my part. They countered back. We counter with this that, like he said, has to have 3 signatures. What that attorney said was, as the board is a respondent, they said there's nothing to sue. You signed an agreement. So we're getting those conflicted. I'm a part of this, you're a part of this, and they're a part of this. That's where I think the confusion is coming in.
I understand that. What I don't understand is he legit stood there and said,
And he was.
I talked to the attorney for the ASME union, and we are in agreement. That's not written down anywhere. That's in my ears. I heard that. And now I got a room full of people telling me that's not true.
Sir, so if I could just, we gotta remember that some of this took place in closed session, so let's be cautious.
Right.
Right, where we go with this conversation, because it's not been opened yet.
Martha,
Bobby, you've made the comment that you read the wrong agreement.
correct?
If I'm understanding this correct, we're just rescinding what we took action on, which was the wrong agreement. And then is item number 8 not that we're gonna turn around and vote tonight on the correct agreement, which you will read to us? This is just clearing up an issue. It's not, and then once we vote on it tonight on the proper agreement, then you sign it, you do whatever, you send it to our attorney, and then he presents to AFSCME, and they either agree to it or they don't agree to it, correct?
Correct. That's the best, I mean, that's,
And there was nothing,
And-
once Mr. Kester was made aware that we took action on the wrong agreement, we didn't have a choice but to sit and wait until our next meeting to undo that and redo it the correct way, correct?
correct.
Okay.
Teresa?
Why would we vote on something if both attorneys, the union's attorney and Erica's attorney, wasn't in agreement with it? Why would we vote on something again?
I've answered that, and that's because I made a mistake.
No, but I'm saying again, before we vote on
Oh,
something again.
No, the treasurer is in accordance with this part of it. That's why we're coming back. The treasurer is in agreement.
Why don't we make sure everybody's in accordance with it before we have another agenda item on the board to
That's
vote on it?
why we're here. This is the language the treasurer has agreed to. We are named respondents collectively, County of Shelby, and the Shelby County Treasurer. The one you have is everything with the difference of basically one phrase. You have a copy of the original that I sent out that's in error. I have here the one that is to be signed. There is one copy to be signed and made copies of. That way it's not messed up again.
Hey, Bobby,
Sir?
so this one is the old one, so you got the new one, that's why we don't have the new one to review.
Because I'm going to
You don't read it?
read that to you, and the difference is literally one phrase. Everything else is the same. And when it comes down to correspondences between me and everybody in the room, and I mean everybody in the room, the last week has been trying at best. I apologize for any lack of communication, but that's all I can do, is just apologize for a lack of communication. There are things I had to get done in a certain time frame, and things I did get done in a certain time frame. I will continue to strive to get things done timely. Hopefully in the future there won't be so much direct county business to address. Anyway, moving forward. I made a motion, it's been seconded. Any other discussion on the rescission? Would you? No. I'm going to call the vote. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
I abstain.
One abstention. So motion carries to rescind the motion, the action taken January 12th. Item number 8 is discussion and vote to agreement to proposal in the ILRB case of 22405 that has been agreed upon by the treasurer. And in this language, I read the entirety of the settlement agreement proposal into the record last month. Do I need to read it again to its entirety?
Yes.
Okay. So, settlement agreement. The American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees, Council 31, charging party, and County of Shelby, and Shelby County Treasurer respondents, ILRB case number SRC 22-045. In full and complete resolution of the above named case, the American Federation of State and County Municipal Employees, Council 31, and ASHME Local 3323, collectively the union, and County of Shelby and Shelby County Treasurer, collectively as respondents, agree as follows. Number one, notwithstanding her statutory authority to reject the terms of the collective bargaining agreement, the Shelby County Treasurer has complied with all of the terms of the collective bargaining agreement, and she hereby agrees by virtue of this settlement agreement to continue to comply with said terms in the future. A copy of the collective bargaining agreement is attached hereto and incorporated herein by references as Exhibit A. Number two, within 7 days of the union and respondents executing this settlement agreement, the union shall withdraw its charges in ILRB case number SRC 22045, and the parties shall ask the ILRB to terminate this case. Number three, the parties acknowledge that this document contains the entirety of their agreement and constitutes a full settlement of all claims arising out of the subject matter.
That's what this says.
That's
word
exactly
for word.
what this says.
Except for the case number of ending in 045, it ends in 405.
The one that I do what?
This is verbatim.
Yep.
You just read the old one.
The case number on the rescinded one is 045, and the case number that you read is 405. That's it.
Yeah, it's the same case. It's 045.
There's no other language change.
It's exactly the same. And listen, on the agenda, the one that we're supposed to be looking at is 405.
And that might have been an error on my part, because right above it I have 045, so.
Well,
Okay, so
Yeah.
I know I read the wrong one in the record.
I don't think you did. This is the one that you emailed me, and this is the one you signed after the meeting.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to table item number 8 for further clarification.
Motion to table, seconded by Charlie. Motion to table is non-debatable. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. I'm going to move to recess this meeting until February 2nd, 7 p.m. right here to address item number 5 and more than likely item number 8.
Mr. Chairman, February 2nd at 7 p.m., is that correct?
February 2nd, 7 p.m.
Thank you.
At that point, we will reconvene. Say what?
Strike and say we're in recess.
We are in recess.